The Smoky Mountains are ringing with the sounds of Rocky Top.
Oh, Rocky Top, go and sing, oh, sweet love parade.
Sixth-ranked Tennessee has made the traditional ball walk with its unheralded leader Casey Clausen getting a last-minute bit of advice from Mom. Tennessee has Georgia on its mind. The unranked Bulldogs have made the trek to Knoxville looking to upset the Mighty Vols. Today, it's the Home Depot SEC football, Georgia versus Tennessee. Another sellout crowd at Neyland Stadium, home to the Tennessee Volunteers. Game conditions, we had some rain early this morning, cloudy skies, temperature around 50 degrees, and the wind 12 miles an hour. And Andre, fallen Volunteers, there's been some injuries with this club. Reggie Coleman out ankle, Overstreet, so talented, out knee. Respert out with an ankle. And wide receiver Dante Stallworth will not play due to a wrist injury. Tennessee won the toss. They chose to defer until the second half. Kicking off for Tennessee, coming off a big win at home a week ago against LSU. They stand 3-0, unbeaten in the SEC at 2-0, while Georgia comes off a win against Arkansas. The Bulldogs 2-1 and even up in the SEC at 1-1. Justin Colquitt will kick for the Volunteers. And back to receive, Fred Gibson. And Kenny Bailey. And at the 5-yard line, underway. It's Bailey up the middle. And Bailey to the 26-yard line. There's David Green, redshirt freshman, a left-hander, threw for 298 yards in the Bulldogs win over the Arkansas Razorbacks just a week ago. A lot of high hopes for Georgia and David Green. And Andre, watch out. They like to open up in that no-huddle offense.
Now they huddled the first play of the game, and that may be about all you see today is one huddle, and then they'll go no-huddle the rest of the game.
3 wide receivers set. Green, the lefty, feels some pressure, throws to the flat, incomplete, and lets set the Bulldog offense. Up front, it's Stinchcomb, Jackson McGill, Breedlove, and Marshall. And in the backfield, Musa Smith, Haynes, your running back, Edwards and Gary, your wide receivers. Randy McMichael will start at tight end. So the incompletion brings up second down at 10. Green again from the shotgun. Sets up good protection, throws, and a tough hit. The ball in the hands of Terrence Edwards, but incomplete. Andre Lott delivered the pop. Defensively for Tennessee, a tough front of Jackson Henderson, the Outland Trophy winner, Hainsworth, along there with Ritzman, Whiteside, Stevenson, and Moore are your linebackers. The corners, Lott and Greer, Baker and Battle, your safeties. And the defensive coordinator in the booth up top is John Chavis.
So we talked about blitzing most of the afternoon, early and often.
Third down at 10. Again, pressure, but Green able to pitch the ball out to Michael Johnson, the sophomore. Julian Battle from his strong safety spot made the hit, but short of the first down. So it's a 3-up, 3-down series in the opening drive for Georgia.
2 completions for David Green, but really not anything that would affect the Tennessee defense. They may stay in base and try to apply some pressure with the front 4. He's going to have to move the ball around, spread it around, do a better job on first down.
Jonathan Kilgo, you see his average just under 44 yards a kick, is booted 159 on the season. Rashad Baker back to receive the kick. High hanger at the 25. Baker, room on the far side. Baker popped and thrown out of bounds at the 40.
That's what you like to see your return man do. Just take the ball and get what he can get with the blocks that are set in front of him. You don't pitter-pat, you don't move your feet around. You get the ball, you go north and south in the return game.
45-yard kick and a 15-yard return. Here comes Casey Clausen, only a sophomore, But Andre, very impressive, 9-1 as a starter, and he's drawn some comparisons to former Tennessee quarterback Peyton Manning. He had a slow start last week against LSU, couple of picks early, but came back with a very impressive game, over 300 yards.
Absolutely.
First series for Tennessee from the 40. We'll start on the ground. Travis Stevens tripped up on the far side by Wansley. Travis Stevens, 5'9", 190, and here is Tennessee offensively. Sean Young and Weary, Wells, Herrera, and Offenhusel will be up front. Stevens and Bartholomew, the running backs. The wideouts, Graham and Kelly Washington. Keep your eye on 15, and John Finlayson is the tight end. Washington and Graham, two wideouts to the near side from the eye. Second down, call it 5. Again, the little guy pops through. So strong. Travis Stevens, the fifth-year senior, with the first down. Tennessee defensively now for the Bulldogs of Georgia. They'll go with Adrien, Jacob, Sullivan, and Charles Grant up front. Linebackers are quick with Clemens, Gilbert, and Boss Bailey recovering from that ACL injury a year ago. And defensively, Thornton and Wansley. The corners, Vieira and Phillips, your safeties. And Brian Van Gorder, defensive coordinator, first year with the Bulldogs. First down, Tennessee at midfield. The workhorse. They've been giving the football to this little guy all season long. He had 41 carries against Arkansas, had 34 last week against LSU, and there's so much talk, Andre, the size. Oh, he can't handle the constant beating, but well, we talked to Travis Stevens, and you can just look at his body. He can take the hits.
Absolutely. He walked in the meeting room. He looked like he still had his shoulder pads on from practice. But you talk about size. Look at that offensive line. It averages about 300 pounds. It's good for a guy like that, 5'9", to just kind of hide behind his offensive line and work his way down the field.
Already, Stevens with 3 carries, 18 yards on this opening drive. Bobby Graham in motion. Again from the eye. And again, they run it right up the middle. Nice cut. Stevens breaks it, stumbles and falls at the 20-yard line. He was gone. Jermaine Phillips caught him. What a terrific run by the speedy Travis Stevens.
You got to watch Travis Stevens come through the hole. Here it's just a cut back, and he breaks back outside. Just an unreal run for Travis Stevens. Another look here, he just breaks outside, shows that power, that strength that we just talked about, Craig. Up the field, he would have been gone had he not lost his balance.
He's 23 years of age. He's waited his turn. There's been guys like Jamal Lewis, Travis Henry. Stevens, a fifth-year senior. A 23-yard pickup, 1st and 10 at the 20 of Georgia. And the quick throw, near side, watch out. Kelly Washington turns it upfield, out of bounds inside the 10 to the 7. Bruce Thornton. Bruce Thornton is a player that we talked about in meetings yesterday. They're going to try to pick on. They're going to try to pick on him at the corner.
He's going to have a bullseye on his chest most of the day. The last 2 games, he really hadn't had a good game since the first game of the season. 17th catch for Kelly Washington, and each one of them being for a first down this season. 21 yards already this year.
You look at the red zone this season, Tennessee going to try to punch another touchdown in. It's 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. This has been a Travis Stevens series. Double tight set. Stevens inside, try to go out, and a nice shoestring tackle by Jonathan Sullivan, the sophomore defensive tackle.
They finally stopped Travis Stevens behind the line of scrimmage, just actually getting back to the line of scrimmage. But what's been amazing to me is Tennessee being able to run the football. Georgia's bringing 8 guys, 9 guys sometimes in the box, and they're still able to block it and free Travis Stevens up for big gains.
7th play of this drive approaching. Two wideouts to the far side. Again, I formation. Stevens goes in motion. They hand it off to the big fullback. Not much. Bartholomew, you might see, Andre, a little bit of a slip there on the handoff. Looks like the footing not that good. A little bit of rain early this morning.
Tell you what, it was David Jacobs that just fights off the block here and gets himself in, kind of falls into a frame. He beats Anthony Herrera to the inside, just kind of sticks his arm out there and was able to bring Wayne Bartholomew down.
That brings up 3rd and goal. Clock running under 11 minutes. Opening quarter here in Knoxville. Troy Fleming, number 27, is in, along with Jason Witten in motion, number 1. Little timing pattern to the corner. Over the shoulder. Touchdown, Washington.
Here's a look. Casey Clausen, just a 3-step drop and just lobs it into the corner of the end zone. Actually, Kelly Washington beats double coverage with it. Look at him get his feet down. Just a fantastic job by a receiver who hadn't really been playing receiver all that long, just since spring ball.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Alex Walls with the extra point. And the kick, a chip shot up and through the uprights. Oh, impressive start for Tennessee. 7-0 in Knoxville. Well, Tennessee marches 60 yards for the touchdown to lead 7-0. Kelly Washington with his 2nd touchdown catch of the season. Only took 3:18, Andre, but give some credit to Travis Stevens. 5 carries, 41 yards, and then after you're starting to play the run, you've got to worry about Kelly Washington, and Casey Clausen counted with a nice little touch pass to the corner of the end zone.
The new weapon. He just gets his feet down and hadn't played receiver all that long, like we mentioned in the spring, and then comes in and first drive against the conference opponent, a big conference opponent, catches it for a touchdown.
Colquitt with the kick, a short kick taken at the 12-yard line. It's Fred Gibson up the middle, has some room, and Gibson puts Georgia in fine position at the 43-yard line. Colquitt had to make the tackle, and now, Andre, here's a look at the Exxon and mobile playbook.
One of Georgia's favorite plays. You see the fullback's just going to kick out on the area outside defender here. He seals inside, allowing Musa Smith to turn up. He has one of 3 ways to go, either straight away, break it outside, or turn it up inside. Georgia loves this football play.
Edwards and Gray, the 2 wide receivers. Tennessee showing blitz. They go up the middle on a nice run by Musa Smith.
They're bread and butter, Craig. He has got to settle David Green down. He's got 2 completions early, but they want to be able to run the football, control some clock here, and they go right back to the no huddle.
Yeah, no huddle coming up on the 10-minute mark. Good look at David Green, 6'3", 222-pound redshirt freshman. And again on the ground, trying to work outside, breaks a tackle, first down Bulldogs. Musa Smith, ranked number 2, Andre, in the SEC in rushing, just about 110 yards a game, and guess who he follows? His counterpart today, Travis Stevens.
Yeah, he's just a fantastic back. Been compared, you're talking to Neil Callaway in meetings this week. Neil Callaway compares him to Antoine Smith, a guy that he coached down at my alma mater, the University of Houston.
1st and 10. Georgia at the 44 of Tennessee. On the play fake, the left-hander throws complete. And Ben Watson flies out at the tight end spot, makes the catch, his 8th reception of the season, and he was tackled down by Eddie Moore.
Good play fake there by David Green, using his eyes, watching the running back into the line of scrimmage, and basically hitting his tight end on an underneath route coming back across the field. Good job with his eyes, good play fake by David Green.
9-yard pickup. So it's 2nd down and 1. Green had Watson had to make his way back onto the football field, and it slows down the tempo of Georgia, as you saw there. Handoff goes out to Jasper Sanks, who backs up Smith. Whiteside made the tackle.
An interesting story on Jasper Sanks. He was in the recruiting battle with Jamal Lewis. Jamal Lewis committed to Tennessee. He decided to go to Georgia. He could be here playing on the Tennessee football team, but he chose to go to Georgia. His last ball game against the school in which he could have played for.
Well, those recruiting wars are strange,
unreal,
aren't they? David Green stands, throws, hot slant, caught. Great throw, beauty of a catch. LeBron Mitchell, senior from Marietta, Georgia.
Good job by David Green, standing in and throwing the slant route. LeBron Mitchell uses his body to position the cornerback outside, allowing David Green a huge throwing lane.
14-yard pickup, only the 4th reception of the season for Mitchell. Well, this crowd on their feet. Tennessee up by 7. Handoff, Sanks, and he's wrapped up from behind at the 15 by Konstantin Ritzman.
Talking to Mark Richt this week, he mentioned the fact that he was concerned about Georgia's red zone scoring. They're down here inside the red zone. He wants to put more touchdowns on the board as opposed to just kicking field goals. So we'll see how the play caller goes down here.
Second down and 7. 7th play of this drive. Again, shotgun. The left-hander. Good protection to the end zone. Incomplete. Had a man, got tied up at the goal line as LeBron Mitchell broke across the checkerboard end zone.
Yeah, just a little bit out in front of him. He had some pressure there by the front. Rashad Moore, the defensive right tackle, was pressuring David Green and forced him to make a throw a little bit too soon.
Inside the red zone, you see 14 opportunities for the Bulldogs, 7 touchdowns, 2 field goals, and they turned it over twice. Third down. They need 7 for the first down. Green throws to the flat. Saints has it, 20. Saints 15, stops and then flies around and picks up a couple of yards to the 13-yard line. Check that, Damian Gary, number 18. Saints wears the 28 on his back. Gary only a sophomore out of Athens.
This still has to do something for the Georgia confidence. You go down and you take one on the cheek by the Tennessee offense and you come right back and you respond. You almost have to put points on the board. And they come right down the field, drive it down, and if the field goes good, it's definitely a positive for the Georgia sideline.
Well, Billy Bennett will try the field goal from 29 yards. He's 6 of 10 in that department this season. And from 29, Bennett connects.
Should be a chip shot for him. He hit a 54-yarder last week.
Impressive drive. Absolutely. They get 3. 7-3 in Knoxville, Tennessee, and Georgia. Well, you needed a raincoat and an umbrella early this morning, but a beautiful day now. 7-3 our score, Tennessee over Georgia. Bulldogs, 9 plays, 45 yards. They cap it off with a 29-yard field goal by Bennett. And Brett Kerouac will kick away. Leonard Scott awaits, number 26 for Tennessee. Good kick. Scott driven back 4 yards deep. That's going to have to take a knee. We'll get the scoop on the SEC and see where your teams rank on the Sportsline 117 Power Rankings. Just go to cbs.sportsline.com or AOL keyword enter CBS Sportsline. It's that easy. Neyland Stadium, built in 1921.
Beautiful, beautiful facility. Absolutely breathtaking.
You know, the first time they put the bleachers in, 4,200, it now seats nearly 105,000. Second drive for Tennessee. They lead 7-3. Handoff off the right side, and Stevens bangs for about 5 to the 25.
I'm talking to Travis Stevens this week. He's likened his running style to Walter Payton. And when he walked in the room with this build, his big shoulders and big legs, not a tall guy, but God, he just delivers a punch. Every time you see him run the football, he's always moving forward. That's a pure sign of that power that he possesses.
6 carries for 46 yards here in the opening quarter. Casey Clausen under center. Second down and 5, and now whistles. Georgia calls the timeout. So they burned one early. And we'll take a break with 7:10 left. First quarter in Knoxville, and Tennessee on top 7-3. Now there's a look at Uga 6. Now he's the real one, by the way, Andre. Just pointing that out to you. English Bulldog. You know, that little guy weighs 55 pounds.
He's a cutie, isn't he?
Second down and 5. Georgia only had 10 on the field, forced to take that timeout. And it's lucky they got another man in. Didn't help much, though, because Travis Stevens continues just to run right through the front of Georgia's defensive front.
You can see the hole just open up. Anthony Herrera here with his block. Will Bartholomew and Travis Stevens just cuts it back into a big gaping hole on the backside. Scott Wells does a good job at the center position, pinning his guy on the backside, allowing Travis Stevens to cut it back.
Little quick throw to the sideline. Second down and 5 from the eye. Casey Clausen, good protection. Little timing pass to the tight end, incomplete. Oh, Jason Witten so close. Casey Clausen, 62% completion rate early in this season. Nearly 600 yards passing. He picked up 309 last week against LSU. 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. And he was booed a little bit in that first quarter when he threw the 2 picks against the Tigers.
2 touchdowns, just trying to force the ball early. He settled down and played outstanding in the second half of that ball game. He'll be fine. He will be fine. He's a good quarterback. And you got Peyton Manning, who you can call at any time with some advice. He'll be all right, I got a feeling.
How about that connection?
Oh, boy.
Peyton Manning still very tied closely to Tennessee. From the shotgun, 3 wide, 4 wide receivers. Clausen again to the tight end. Boy, he's hit and knocked back. Witten's a big target too. Andre 6'5", 265, and Tim Wansley at 172 said, you know what? I don't care. You're going backwards.
They got the matchup to play before with Witten on the outside against Boss Bailey matched up. He beat him off the line of scrimmage, and Casey Clausen just overthrew him. He tried to get the same matchup again. Georgia went base defense and kept the cornerback out there. He made a fantastic tackle, Tim Walsley, on a big guy who weighs about 265 pounds.
Back to punt, Dustin Colquitt. His dad, Craig, punted here. Went on to play for the Steelers in a high hanger. Damian Gray at the 20, falls back to the 19-yard line.
When on a special teams play do you not see it?
Kick catch interference on the kicking team. Violation of the 2-yard belt. 5 yards, first down.
That's the referee today, Tom Ritter. And so a first down at the 25. 7-3 our score, Tennessee. David Green goes back to work. Good play fake. Throws complete to the tight end. And rumbling is Randy McMichael, the junior from Fort Valley, Georgia. Andre Lott able to bring him down.
You see the left-hand quarterback, David Green, running right here. It just finds his tight end out in the flat here. Just gives it to him really fast for a first down. Good job by David Green. A good job of getting his hips and shoulders around to make that throw.
Andre, that's a tough throw. Left-hander rolling
Absolutely.
right. You know that.
Going left and throwing right is tough as well.
Again, nice play fake. Up and over the middle. Picked off. Rashad Baker. Baker taken down at the 17-yard line. He's got speed, runs a 10-7 100-meter, and nearly able to break it for 6.
Yeah, I don't really understand this throw, Craig. It's across the middle of the field. He's trying to work his slot receiver who's got man-to-man in the middle. Just a bad throw into the arms of Rashad Baker. Here, it's just play action pass, and he tries to actually force one. High throw, Rashad Baker just there to receive the interception. Almost broke it for a touchdown.
Damian Gary, the intended receiver, right into the hands of Baker, who took it back 41 yards, and now Tennessee in fine field position, already up 7-3. Casey Clausen sets and throws, end zone, touchdown! Leonard Scott.
Casey Clausen works the pocket like a textbook quarterback. Drops back, pulls it down, starts to run with his eyes still down the field, and finds Leonard Scott in the end zone. I mean, just a fabulous job of stepping up in the pocket. There's nothing there, keeping his eyes down the field and finding Leonard Scott in the end zone.
First touchdown of the season for Scott. Boy, how strange a week ago. The boos against LSU as Clausen struggled with 2 interceptions. Here in the first quarter, 2 touchdown throws. Start the second quarter here at Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee, on top of Georgia, 14-3. Casey Clausen with a pair of touchdown throws, one to Kelly Washington and the other one to Leonard Scott. Little pitch out, fumble. It's on the turf, and Clausen hustles back along with Travis Stevens. Craig Bolerjack and Andre Ware. Can I see the pose right now? There you go. Heisman Trophy winner, 1989. Andre, so far it's been Tennessee's ground game. Right there, that was the first mistake we've seen really by Tennessee. The ball goes on the turf, but Stevens and Clausen covers up.
They've done a good job running the football. Travis Stevens, big holes in front of him. And it opens up the passing game for Casey Clausen. He's done a good job of controlling the offense, running the offense. He's been effective.
So a loss of 8, 2nd and 18, and not much. Georgia pursuing very well up front. Third down, 17 for Tennessee from the shotgun. 3 wideouts. They spread the backs. Clausen wants the deep ball. Man coverage, incomplete. Good battle down that sideline. Hometown crowd wants a flag. They will not get one, but good coverage by Bruce Thornton on Leonard Scott. And Thornton's been the cornerback that's been picked on quite a bit, especially last week.
Really has, actually, the past 2 weeks. And talking to Tim Walmsley, he said he had a conversation with Bruce. Don't get yourself down. Play a good ball game. Let the pass be the pass. You got an opportunity to come out today and play a good ball game. Good coverage there by Bruce Thornton.
Colquitt will punt, and the left footer gets it away. Pedaling back, Damian Gray at the 30, Gray at the 40, Gray at the 45, 50. Gray with one man to beat. 30, 25, goodbye. Georgia with the touchdown. Oh, what a beautiful return. There is a flag down. 72 yards, but I'm guessing that's going to be for, what would you think, Andre? Showing off just a little bit?
Just that
Like celebration foul on the kicker team. It was good.
So a 72-yard return after the 44-yard punt by Colquitt.
That gets you back into a ball game fast. The special teams play. It's unbelievable how fast one special teams play can change the outcome of a football game. Or you look here, it's just a little bit too much celebrating. They're going to have to actually kick almost a field goal. It's good. Damian Gary with a big punt return for a touchdown. You see the punt. Here he just takes the punt in, and it's all Damian Gary. Sets it here but right up the middle of the field. Makes 2 guys miss. Then all of a sudden, it's he and the punter. One move outside and then back to the inside, and he is long gone.
72 yards for Damian Gary. And remember, they lost their kick return man, Reggie Brown, to a knee. And so Gary comes in and runs one back 72 yards. And the kick is 3 yards deep, and Scott will take a knee. And all of a sudden, tempo has changed in Knoxville.
It's excellent when your second guy can come in and break one for a touchdown, because Reggie Brown was the fastest guy on the Georgia roster. And to have him go down last week in last week's ball game and have a guy like Damian Gary step up and break one, that's big for the sideline of the Georgia Bulldogs.
You know, by the way, the last time a punt returned for a touchdown, Chris McCraney against Texas Tech back in '93, a 45-yarder. This one goes 72. So 14-10, Tennessee on top of Georgia after the long punt return by Damian Gary. Clausen with the pitch. Stevens. And now the Georgia defense with good pursuit. Injury on the field, and that does not look good with the shoulder. That's Berea. Second down, 11. Clausen, three-step drop. Washington turns upfield, always turning upfield to the 25-yard line. We'll keep an eye on Vieira, who left the field with that shoulder.
Washington just continues to impress me. He hadn't been in football, organized football, for 4 years. You watch film on the guy, and he catches a hitch route. He's right up the middle of the field. Sometimes when need be, he turns outside. He gets positive yards after the catch. Some guys that have played it for the last 15 years or in the NFL don't know how to do that.
3 catches for Washington. Tennessee 2 of 4 on third downs. And now Clausen out of the pocket. Heads to the sideline. Football on the deck. Boy, he took a shot around the 27-yard line. Wansley delivered the blow.
He's a big, tough kid, though. 6'4", 210. Not a whole lot of room to run the football along the sideline. No one open. He just tucks it. He's got to tuck that football away. He's carrying it out there. Tries to go back inside and tucks it late. Look at this. He's just got to put the football away. Good job maybe just getting out of bounds a little bit earlier. Trying to play for the first down, though, on third down. You got to like the kid's courage, though.
Now Colquitt will punt once again to the dangerous return man. Now we can label him that after the 72-yard return. Damian Gary inside his own 35-yard line. Good snap, and the left footer again boots. Low line drive kick, takes a little bounce up around the 34-yard line. Gary drags a volunteer to the 44. 40-yard kick and a 10-yard return. Well, some dark clouds still hanging around Neyland Stadium. It's not chasing the crowd out of here, I'll tell you that. A lot of orange, as you see.
They aren't going anywhere.
Yeah, there are Bulldogs fans. Hey, Halloween's still 3 weeks away. Nice cape. Second quarter, 11:22 left. Green sets and throws, connects. Oh, what a catch. McMichael, the junior. And Rashad Baker hit him up around the numbers.
What a big lick. You see the tight end's just going to cross across the middle of the field. Here you see him work down on the inside, little post route, beats his man, and makes a fabulous catch before Rashad Baker knocks it, just kind of sends him backwards.
McMichael, 228, 6'4". 2 catches now for 32 yards. That was 19. Back to the ground. Musa Smith wrapped up at the 30.
Mark Richt is in a mode now. He's really comfortable calling plays. A pass on first down, a run on second down, kind of mixing things up against this the aggressive Tennessee defense.
Musa Smith, as Mark Richt looks on, 7 carries, 33 yards the hard way. 2 wideouts to the top of your screen. Green sets and throws, incomplete. A quick out to Freddie Gibson, the intended receiver. That stops the clock with a 10:39 left in the first half. With Georgia outgaining Tennessee 150 to 122.
Yeah, Tennessee playing from a short field most of the afternoon.
Tennessee showing blitz, and now there's movement and flags. Andre, interesting question. Will Overstreet, their terrific right defensive end, you wonder if they miss him today?
I think you have to. He's such a talent. You talked to Coach John Chavis. He
an offside on the defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Constantine Richmond starting for Will Overstreet. He's talked to Coach Chavis, and he feels like Will Overstreet's one of the best defensive ends in the entire country. Not just if you're losing a good football player, one of the best in the nation.
First and 10 from the 25-yard line. Again, the play fake, the left-hander throws, threads it. He make that catch? You gotta be kidding. At the 7, McMichael with some terrific receptions on this drive. What a bullet delivered by Green.
Just a crossing route coming from the other side of the field, and McMichael just stretches out between 2 defenders and makes a fabulous grab. McMichael, 3 catches for 50 yards already in the first half.
Well, that one goes 18, and not much on the run. as they stack it up around the 10. Stevenson in on the stop. Bruce Smith will take a break.
Talk about Mark Richt being in a rhythm calling plays. David Green is playing some pretty good football, throwing some pretty good passes right now in the second quarter.
Jasper Sanks, number 28, checks in at the tailback spot. And flags will drop at the 12 and stop play.
You get a coach and a quarterback in sync.
Ball start, moving in the offensive line, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Mark Richt and David Green, and it just makes it so easy when you're in a football game. You block out this crowd, the coach he's in a rhythm, the quarterback is feeling the plays that he's calling, he gets himself in a rhythm, and it becomes easy offensively.
Now, both coaches mentioned something called the zone, the slow motion, that they see the defensive secondary especially. You obviously lived through that several times.
If you're a basketball player, you compare it to what Michael Jordan says. The hoop gets to about the size of a trash can, you can shoot it so well. That's how it feels for a quarterback. Everything just slows down, and you're like operating at full speed.
And a timeout called. The second one burned by Georgia. We'll take a break. Bulldogs knocking on the door. Here it's 14-10 Tennessee, but Georgia looking at second down and goal, and a lot of time left in this opening half. And Tennessee's defensive coordinator, John Chavis, looking on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 men in the box. Green sets up. Oh, what a pass. Touchdown, Georgia. Fred Gibson. $15 yards.
Just a little under route here by the receiver. It's cleared out by the tight end going up the middle of the field, and David Green just does a good job of seeing it out and delivering the football on time.
Gibson, the freshman. He did not have a reception, Andre, before today. Had some kickoff returns a week ago, but Gibson from 15 yards. Georgia on the road leading 17-14, and the Bulldogs go 7 plays, 56 yards. Gibson, his first career reception, goes for a touchdown, 15 yards. Welcome to SEC football.
Pretty good way to get your first catch and have it go for a touchdown. Just a good job by David Green of reading it out. Tight end takes the free safety out of the play and a little slant route underneath. Good timing. Good job. David Green, 10 out of 17. 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 136 yards, and a touchdown.
And he's hit 7 different receivers. I mean, you're keeping everybody happy.
He's moving it around.
Kick is away. Leonard Scott, no chance for a return. Well, let's take a look at our SEC moment presented by Sonic. We take you back September 6, 1980. Georgia's freshman running back Herschel Walker breaks a few tackles and steamrolls over his future Cowboy teammate Bill Bates for his first collegiate touchdown. Georgia went on to defeat Tennessee that day, 16-15. That's the last time Georgia won here at Knoxville, 1980.
That's a long time. It's been a long, long time coming for the Bulldogs.
14 unanswered points by Georgia. Bulldogs lead 17-14. Tennessee going back to work, and they're sniffing out that ground game. Good tackle, Tony Gilbert busting through to drag down Travis Stevens.
Not a whole lot of room for Travis Stevens to run, but the Georgia Bulldog defense, they've gotten confidence. Ever since that punt return, just kind of interjected some energy into that defense. It kind of overflows through the whole football team. They're playing now with a lot of positive emotion.
It was 14-3 Tennessee after the first quarter, and as you mentioned, this second quarter has been all Tennessee, all Georgia. Gary, 72-yard punt return, and then Gibson's touchdown, and Georgia leads 17-14. Second down, 10. Again, through the middle, big hole. Stevens heading to the sideline at the 40. Stevens at the 35-30. Stevens at the 20. And ridden out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
They are just going to ride the back of Travis Stevens. Here, just a handoff and a big cutback. Just no one in the hole to bring him down. Terrell Vieira was there to make a play, couldn't arm tackle him, tries to get back in the picture, but Travis Stevens, he shows some speed. We ask him, are you a power back or are you a speed back? He says, Andre, I'm both. I can do it all.
Boy, he loved Walter Payton because Payton did have the power and the speed, and then always quickly to jump up. 127 yards in the first half on 14 carries for Travis Stevens. And his 4th career 100-yard game, and a timeout on the field. 8:24 to go in this track meet. We'll be back. Well, what Philip Fulmer, Andre, must be thinking. Had a comfortable 14-3 lead after 1, and now Georgia up 17-14, but his Vols in scoring position at the 16-yard line. By the way, that run of 64 yards was Tennessee's first down this quarter. Wow. Witten, the tight end in motion. Clausen flips it out, and Witten, the big target, hard to take down, but wrestled out around the 13-yard line by Jermaine Phillips. Yeah, Jermaine Phillips is a leader on actually on the entire team. We asked the coaching staff, who are the leaders on the team? Jermaine Phillips, his name popped up first. Flags are down, and here's Tom Ritter.
Offside on the defense, 5 yards, no first down.
We kind of liken this football game to two boxers standing in the middle of the ring, just kind of swinging at each other. Tennessee will hits Georgia with a punch. Georgia comes back. They hit Tennessee with a punch, and now Tennessee's coming back. They've got it ready to swing again. First down and 5. And again, not much as Corey Larkins is ridden down. David Jacobs, the nose tackle's been active. Makes the tackle, 2-year letterman out of Atlanta. Really does a good job of using his hands, fighting off blocks, his quickness. He's really quick from the nose tackle position and gets himself in a position to make a lot of tackles. Andre, we talked to Jacobs, and he said his bench is now up to 405. I said 405. Well, he goes, I'm gaining strength every day. He's been on that summer workout program, and his bench press, he's up to 70 pounds. 70 pounds. Second down and 5. Stevens hops past the 8 and then hit and dropped. Boy, caught some air, but Jacobs again flew around and made the hit. It's one of those Walter Payton moves. You get inside and you right up the middle of the field, and here, just go. I'm going to go punish him. I don't care if he's a defensive lineman weighing 265. I'm 5'9", 190 pounds. I'm going to bring the initial lick to the defense, and that's how Travis Stevens runs the football. He's going to deliver the blow. Stevens will get a rest. Tennessee, Andre, 2 of 5 today on 3rd down conversions. Here it's 3rd down and 3 from the 9. Witten in motion. Casey Clausen, good protection, throws incomplete. Boy, a tough, dangerous throw. Witten had it momentarily, but good coverage led by Gilbert and Boss Bailey. Casey Clausen got away with one there. He throws into the middle of the field. It's actually almost triple coverage. Tony Gilbert and Boss Bailey right in the middle, trying to hit Witten on a little turnaround inside and just trying to squeeze the football into a small area. For those coaches, you can see first it was Randy Sanders, the offensive coordinator. A little stress on the face. Bill Fulmer had some stress on his face. Today's attendance, by the way, 107,592, 10th largest at Neyland. 25-yard field goal attempt. Alex Walls, the kick is away and through the uprights. So the battle continues. 17 all in Knoxville.
With 20 seconds remaining in the half, Tennessee missed a scoring opportunity when Alex Walls was unsuccessful on a 34-yard field goal attempt. Let's rejoin the action now at the start of the second half, with the score still tied at 17, right here on ESPN Classic.
Now remember, Tennessee won the toss, so they wanted to start the third quarter with the football, so Georgia will kick away. You know, last week a very important story that came out of the Tennessee LSU game was the John Henderson, the 2000 Outland Trophy winner, who really challenged his team and said, let's go out and play Tennessee football, which they did and beat LSU. You wonder if Henderson didn't have to have another talk in the locker room. And that kick bounces out of the end zone, so the Vols will start this drive at their own 20-yard line. All right, here's our Aflac trivia question. Who was the only player to win the Outland Trophy twice?
Going back to your point on John Henderson and his talk last week in the locker room, I know he directly challenged Casey Clausen to up his game. This is your team. You're the leader of this football team. Go out and play like you're the leader or stay in the locker room. Well, Casey Clausen did it. I wonder if Casey went and challenged John this week, because John's been a little quiet on the defensive side of the ball.
He's been bothered by the high ankle sprain, but has not been too active this afternoon. So we start the third quarter tied at 17. Tennessee with the football, and they go to what was so effective in the first half, and that's the run to Stevens, but not much. Tony Gilbert, the middle linebacker, right there to make the stop. Gilbert led this team in total tackles a year ago with 96 out of Macon, Georgia.
Tony Gilbert, just a presence in the middle of the Georgia defense, around the football all the time, falling into plays, making plays, reaching out. Just a good, solid, sound football player.
Second down and 10. That's the play card of Tennessee offensive coordinator Randy Sanders. He was a quarterback here back in the mid-'80s. Second down and 10. No gain on that run by Travis Stevens. Ooh, a little stumble on the ball, and he's down at the 15-yard line.
As a quarterback, you hate when that happens. Center just trying to make a pass block for you, get in his pass set, and he steps right down on your foot. You can't get back. One thing, it's embarrassing because it looks like to everybody you're just falling down, but the center or the guard tends to do that to a quarterback. Every once in a while you'll have a play like that. It's bound to happen. Happens to all of us.
A loss of 4, third down and 14. Washington, Graham, and Scott, the three wideouts for Tennessee. Shotgun for Clausen. Tennessee runs. And a few boos to start this third quarter, so not much for the Volunteers. Gilbert and Boss Bailey teamed up to make the hit. Now an opportunity, Andre, for Georgia to have some good field position here.
You've got to be impressed with the way Georgia has approached this football game. Really had the one big mistake, the interception by David Green. But they played very well in the first half and kept themselves in the ball game.
Well, they get the punt away. That takes a big Georgia bounce. That's like the 7-iron that you pop in there.
Go backspin, huh?
And backspin it back to the 30, call it the 39-yard line. So Georgia would find field position. Only a 21-yard kick. Bulldogs have it when we come back. Georgia, Tennessee, 17-all, 12:56 left third quarter. Volunteers unable to move on their first series. Now Georgia will get their chance. Little pitch out. Musa Smith stops in his tracks, reverses direction, and picks up a couple of hard yards to the 38-yard line. Musa Smith, by the way, in that first half with 9 carries for just 30 yards.
Yeah, just a little play there out of the West Coast offense. A little misdirection play. You send the fullback one way, you spin out and kick it back to the tailback going the other way.
Georgia trying to push with that hurry-up offense. They give a yard gain to Musa Smith. Back to the ground. Smith, 32, rumbles in that stack of orange to the 36-yard line, and the charge led by Eddie Moore out of South Pittsburgh. Well, I would think the confidence of Georgia. I'm sure it was a calm locker room. I don't think it was that way with Tennessee.
No, I think it was very emotional locker room. I'm very trying to get some type of motivation going, get the guys to play at a little higher level. You're at home, you're in front of 107. Come on, let's go out, guys. Let's answer the bell.
Well, this crowd beginning to get a little antsy themselves. Up on third down and 7. They bring some pressure. Green sidesteps and throws. Incomplete. A sliding grab by Michael Johnson, but out of bounds.
But what a throw by David Green. Just the receiver not able, Michael Johnson not able to get his feet down. But what a throw by David Green. Here he's just got pressure. They send the blitz. Jabari Green right here. It looks like he may have got one official, looks like he wants to rule it in. The other one saying no way. It is close. It was close, Greg. Extremely close.
So now that brings up a punting situation for Georgia. Jonathan Kilgo in at midfield. This will be an opportunity for one of those punch pooch shots inside the 10 or the 5-yard line. High hanger. They got it down at the 1. Great punt coverage by Georgia.
What a heads-up play by Tim Walmsley.
It was Tim Walmsley.
One of the leaders on the football team, but what a heads-up play. Builds his momentum, taking him into the end zone, and just kicks the ball back out right here. It downs right there. The official comes in and rules the ball down. Good job.
Timeout. We'll be back. Good coaching matchup today. Phil Fulmer, of course, 10 years in Knoxville as the head coach. And Mark Richt for Georgia. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line of the Bulldogs. Clausen with the pump. Out of the pocket he goes. Flags are down. Chased and throws out of bounds. Incomplete. But a flag at the 41. Boy, heavy pressure by Charles Grant, number 19. The junior.
Good smart play by Casey Clausen, just getting rid of the football.
Flag on Tennessee.
You've got two quarterbacks who are just kind of maturing right before your eyes.
Yeah, good point.
Casey Clausen and David Green. Just every week they seem to get better and better. A good grasp of the offense and just playing well.
Tom Ritter.
Legal formation on the offense. Only 6 men on the line of scrimmage. 5 yards. Replay first down.
You know, Casey Clausen is 9-1 as a volunteer starter. And Andre, honestly, it's got to be unfair to compare him to what Peyton Manning did here in Knoxville.
It really is.
At this point.
It really is. This early.
1st and 15 from the 45. And up and over at the 40. I mean, Gilbert and Walmsley sent Stevens airborne.
Like a propeller. Tim Walmsley, he knows that he can't come in and tackle Travis Stevens high. He's too powerful, built too low to the ground. So he comes in, what's he do? He goes right down around the ankles, just like an airplane propeller. Here Travis Stevens outside, then back inside. Here comes Tim Walmsley. Good defensive stop there.
You have any question about durability?
Don't question that man's toughness.
Travis Stevens, 29 carries today, 173 yards. For the flat, a little bit high, incomplete. All here in Knoxville, heading down the home stretch with 8:47 remaining. 3rd down and 10. Clausen, good protection over the middle. Ball tipped once, twice, incomplete.
Great play there by Jermaine Phillips. We got Kelly Washington trying to work the inside of the field. Pass to Jermaine Phillips, and a good job of just getting his hands up to knock the ball down. This kid does a good job of working his way into zone coverage. Tim Walmsley comes back, works behind him, knocking the football away. He is all over the field for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Impressive day for Walmsley. Once again, the punt and a high hanger. Fair catch signaled for at the 12-yard line. So a timeout. 8:34 left in 8:34 left here in Knoxville, fourth quarter. Georgia, Tennessee putting on quite an SEC battle today. 17-all. Greg Bolerjack, Andre Ware, and his volunteer crowd up and alive. Noisy in that end zone. They throw underneath. Complete. Freddie Gibson. Breakaway speed at the 40. And Gibson out of bounds at the 33-yard line.
You talk about a kid who hadn't caught a ball all season long and comes in here today, catches his first one for a touchdown. Just a drop back here by David Green. He comes underneath all the way across coverage, and then it's just pure athletic ability and speed. Down the sideline, he run down along the sideline by Jabari Green. But wow, just an underneath route. You clear it out with a tight end. You come underneath with the wide receiver, David Green. An easy read, gives it to him, and lets him make a play with his legs.
Well, the play went 55 yards. And now Georgia, and even field goal range with another 5 to 10 yard pickup. And off the right side is Jasper Saints. Julian Battle had to come up on the strong side, the strong safety position to make the tackle. Saints is getting some pretty good reps today and in relief of Musa Smith, but we see a flag down.
Alex Jackson held on just a little bit too long. It was a good block for a while, but he held on just a tad bit too long.
Well, you leave no question what Phil Fulmer wants. Let's push them back.
Absolutely. At least get them out of field goal range.
And once again, Tom Ritter.
During the run, holding on the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul, replay first down.
So Phil Fulmer gets his wish. They push him back to the 39-yard line. First down now. They'll replay it 15 on the 39-yard line. Georgia from the eye. Green, the left-hander. Good protection. Steps and throws complete. Randy McMichael.
I'm really amazed with him being a redshirt freshman quarterback with his poise and his patience. He stands in the pocket and waits for his tight end, Randy McMichael, to come open. He was covered in zone coverage. Just guys in the middle of the field, the linebackers, waited for him to clear and hits him in the dead spot of the defense.
Andre, the most interesting point he told us this week, this team has no superstars, and he says that's good. We've come together because we play together.
Absolutely.
And right now in the fourth quarter, how true. To the 17. Henderson with the tackle on Musa Smith.
Grind it out now with Musa Smith, but the play before, going back one play, David Green having to make a throw to move the offense. He had a big penalty by an offensive lineman after a big run. That puts a lull in the offense, but he comes back, steps up, makes a big throw to get his team right back in field goal position.
We can feel the tension again in this stadium. Last year in Athens, Georgia won, snapping a 9-game losing skid, 21-10. Saints gets the ball up the middle to the 12.
The two-headed monster, so to speak, Musa Smith and now Jasper Saints, almost alternating on every play. Musa Smith gets tired, Jasper Saints comes in, and they don't miss a beat.
And don't forget this guy right here, 35, Captain Veron Haynes leading the way through that big front of Tennessee.
A little winded, but he has certainly done a good job of lead blocking all day for those two tailbacks.
Right now, Georgia is satisfied to let this clock continue to wind down. 6:37 and counting. 17-17. Georgia has not won here since Herschel Walker was a freshman back in 1980. Flags are down. Ooh, nearly intercepted at the 5-yard line. Jabari Greer, the right corner, but flags are down at the 11. Georgia's going to have to march back 5, and so instead of 3rd and 2, it's going to be 3rd and 7.
Oh, this offense, that might be a little too close. You need some more breathing room. Move us back a little bit so we can have a little more space to throw the football. You don't want to get too close with that passing game that Coach Mark Richt brings. Well, you just got to be impressed with the way Georgia has stepped up on the road in front of this crowd and played well.
Well, they told us it's all about attitude. And you know what? They're playing for Mark Richt.
You're right.
A timeout Georgia calls timeout, and we'll take a break. 17-17 in Knoxville. 3 timeouts remain for the Volunteers. Only 1 left for the Bulldogs. They're going to pitch it out to Musa. Inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Good hard hit by Rashawn Baker, the free safety.
Really not willing to take a gamble in that situation. Going to go for the for sure points after watching David Green try to almost force one to play before and almost for an interception. They're going to make sure they have the best chance to get some points on the board here late in the fourth quarter.
Bennett hit a 29-yard field goal in the opening quarter for the first points for the Bulldogs. This will be from 31 yards. He'll go to Holder, and the left footer gets it up, and good from 31. So Georgia takes the lead. First points of this half, 20-17. A 31-yard boot. 5:44 left in Knoxville, and just moments ago, Bennett from 31 yards out. And Georgia, who has not won on this field since 1980, up by 3. 7 plays, 75 yards, and Georgia works 250 off the game clock. Brett Kerouac has it teed up at the 35-yard line. And no return. 7 yards deep in the end zone.
You got to give credit where credit's due. And the coaching staff of Georgia coming into a place that is tough to win on the road. And you're coming in against the number 6 ranked team in the country. Right now you're leading them going down the stretch.
You come against the number 1 team in the SEC defensively. Only giving up 222 yards a game. And so tough on the ground, giving up only 41 yards. Clausen dumps it off. Not much. Five minutes remaining here in Knoxville. Neyland Stadium packed to capacity. Tennessee down by 3. Clausen, the sophomore, tucks and runs at the 20-25. And Clausen leans to the 26-yard line and hit hard by Charles Grant to the right end.
I want to see him get down just a little bit sooner. Good protection there. It's just good coverage down the field by the Georgia Bulldogs. They play zone. Not a whole lot of room to throw the football. Casey stepping up, working the pocket a little bit, see some daylight, get down just a little bit early.
Chris Clemens also in on that stop. Clausen's numbers, 179 total yards. Tennessee 7 of 17 on third downs. They need 4 to keep this drive alive. In the pocket, throws, caught, first down, Volunteers. Bobby Graham made the catch. You see him cover up. Not going to lose the football. First down of this drive continues.
Gets in a crowd, just going to cradle the football, make sure I got the first down. You look at Casey Clausen. His eyes are down the field. He's reading coverage, comes off to a guy that's wide open, reads the zone out, comes down to Bobby Graham, checks it down to Bobby Graham for a first down.
Under 4 minutes left. Tennessee with all 3 timeouts remaining. Georgia with 1. And they go right to the strength of Georgia. Maybe 2 yards. Sullivan in on the stop along with Clemens. And we take you back last year. Well, that snapped a 9-year drought. Musa Smith went up and over, and it was 21-10 the final. And the goalpost did come down.
The Tennessee players didn't like that goalpost coming down on them.
Second down and 7. Troy Fleming checks in. The Tennessee backfield, 3 wideouts. Check that 4. Clausen chewing up some clock from the shotgun, steps up, slings it near side. Washington turns up and is bumped out of bounds at the 49 of Georgia. And it stops the clock. Most importantly, Andre, with 2:52 left, Jermaine Phillips pushed him out after a 15-yard gain.
This is kind of unfair. but how long does he stay at Tennessee? I mean, the guy is a phenomenal athlete. The way he's picked up on things, I mean, I don't see him here until his senior year, but maybe that's been the kind of the trend, is that they stay the 4 years once they're here at Tennessee. But this guy is talented.
9 catches, 108 yards. He told us, I want to talk about it right now. He's still got things to learn, and he's learning today as Clausen steps up under pressure, picks up some yards, flags go down around the 44-yard line. Clemens playing a whale of a game today along with Gilbert. The backers along with Boss Bailey very active for the Bulldogs.
That's an inopportune time to have a holding penalty. You're moving down the field, your quarterback making plays with his legs, and then lo and behold, there goes the flag to bring you back 10 yards.
Clausen nearly lost the right shoe. Offensive coordinator Randy Sanders looking on, was a quarterback here with Tennessee. You know what's amazing? Once you're a Bull, you're always a Bull. I mean, there's Phil Fulmer. He played here. Sanders played here. Defensive coordinator John Chavis was a walk-on back in the mid-'70s. Once a Bull, always a Bull.
Continuity. That's the success of the Tennessee program.
There's Coach Chavis.
And all of them have been here for a while.
Yeah. First down. Clausen throws incomplete. Stops the clock. Bobby Graham, the intended receiver. And there's Phil Fulmer, offensive guard at 68-71. Chavis and Randy Sanders. We had to give Chavis a little trouble. He goes, hey, that was the 70s do at the time. You know, now look at it.
You know what? We've been here since a couple of days this week. I think I have yet to see him smile. He is just all business.
In our meeting, there was very rarely you saw a crack of a smile. He is very focused with his job. Second down, 18. Clausen from the shotgun. Tennessee up top. Oh, big catch. Washington had it at pop free. Incomplete. Wansley and Gilbert delivered the big hit. Well, now it's time for the CBS Sports Line stat of the game, and it's passing yards. Georgia 244, Tennis 194. For complete game stats, go to cbs.sportsline.com or AOL keyword, enter CBS Sports Line. 244, 194.
The game has not slowed down one bit. You see the hit Tim Wansley put on our man Kelly Washington. They're just welcoming him across the middle of the field.
21-34, 194. 2 touchdowns came early in this game for Casey Clausen. Third down, pressure, throws, complete. First down, Tennessee, and it's Bobby Graham.
That's what having a good wide receiver will do for your football team. They rotate the coverage down here to protect against Kelly Washington on this side of the field. What does Casey Clausen do? He comes back to the other side to Bobby Graham. Uses his eyes, moves the safeties over to the right side of the field and hits the in route coming from across the field. It's a big-time throw and a long throw all the way back across the football field.
23-yard pickup, and he did it under heavy pressure. Took a good big shot off the right side after the release. 2 minutes left. Tennessee down by 3. Clausen throws, picked off! Phillips, the rover back. Emotion pouring out on that Georgia sideline. Jermaine Phillips, a senior out of Roswell, Georgia.
Just a timed out route. Jermaine Phillips cuts underneath the route. It's a 5-step drop. Casey Clausen, it's out of his hands. Jermaine Phillips underneath the route and makes a great play. One more time, we're going to look at it. Just sees it, lets it go. He thinks he can get it over Phillips' head. Just underthrows it a little bit for an interception.
1:53 remaining, and right now Georgia wants to run the clock. 3 timeouts, however, remain for Tennessee. And there's the man of the hour, Jermaine Phillips. 3-year letterman, Roswell, Georgia, with the pick. We'll be back. Sinks into the pile. Tackled by John Henderson. Timeouts remaining. Georgia with one, Tennessee with one. 3rd down, 5. Loose ball, but it was whistled dead, so it's going to be a 4th down. Tennessee will get the ball back one more time, down 3, Andre, and a timeout remaining with 1:32.
Yeah, just not wanting to gamble very much. Coach Mark Richt there is going to 3 consecutive runs, run back to back to back. Not going to take a chance at throwing an interception. Defense has played well all day, Craig. I'll put it in the defense's hands as well.
Now Tennessee has used the timeout. Georgia has one if they would need it. And right there you see the offensive coordinator of Tennessee. That was Randy Sanders talking with Clausen. And now Philip Fulmer pacing the sideline. Former quarterback talking to his young sophomore.
I guess the question here is, do you go after the punt? There's not a whole lot of time, and if you block it, you almost assure yourself of a field goal. So you got to stay tuned for that one.
Well, Tennessee's had so much success under Philip Fulmer here at Neyland Stadium. Andre, this is incredible numbers, but 51-4 in this stadium. 4 losses include 3 to the Florida Gators and 1 to Bama. Jonathan Kilgo will punt this football just inside his own 25-yard line. Rashad Baker awaits. Good snap, and they do come with pressure. Kilgo gets under and turns it over at the 15-yard line. And a long ways to go for Tennessee.
And not much time.
No timeouts. 1:21 left. As I look around Neyland Stadium, I see still the orange faithful stain in their seats.
Oh, nobody's, not one person has left early. They are going to cheer their team on to the bitter end.
Up next, it's Florida and LSU. SEC doubleheader here on CBS. Casey Clausen under center, 3 wide receiver set. Georgia rushes 3. Caught and then dropped. They're going to say incomplete around the 36-yard line, and it was Kelly Washington taking the hit from Jermaine Phillips. Say if Phillips has been a hitter today, along with Gilbert, the middle linebacker, David Jacobs, the nose tackle. They've spread this wealth around quite a bit with his Bulldog defense.
I'll tell you what, Bruce Thornton has played well, having played 2 not subpar games, so to speak. Not bad games, but subpar games. He's played well today.
Again, Georgia lines up with 3 rushers. Clausen on 2nd down. Now throws near sideline. It's caught. Couldn't get to the sideline, however, to stop the clock. And that was Troy Fleming, knocked down by Boss Bailey.
And it's going to stop the clock just briefly to move the chains and set it and get it back in place. Casey Clausen trying to get a play called where he can get the ball snapped pretty quick here.
And Andre, Tennessee now is going to have to shadow the play of Georgia with that hurry-up offense, the no-huddle feel. Over the middle. Knocked down, incomplete. Boss Bailey leaned out. Incomplete. Stops the clock. 57 seconds left. No timeouts for Tennessee.
Georgia's just going to play zone defense and drop deep. Casey Clausen had Troy Fleming in a swing pattern. Give it to him. Let him get out of bounds. Get you 7-8 yards. All you need's a field goal. You got plenty of time. 57 seconds up. That's an eternity when all you need is a field goal. Don't force the ball.
Again, Georgia really spreading the field. They drop back 8. 3 on the rush. They throw to the flat little screen. Here comes Travis Stevens at the 45-40. You gotta be kidding. Stevens, 10, 5. Touchdown.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
burst of speed like that just out of nowhere. 62 yards. Travis Stevens around the corner and in.
What a play call by Randy Stevens. Everybody drop back in zone coverage, prevent defense, drop off a screen, and let your horse lead you in.
Alex Walls with the extra point. Low snap, and the boot is away, and good. Oh, they're playing Rocky Top in Knoxville.
Yeah, everybody drop back in coverage, just a little screen out. Anthony Herrera, a good block there, and Travis Stevens just on his legs. Casey Clausen he can see it. He's watching it from behind the line of scrimmage, watching the play develop, going down to congratulate his teammate. What a football play. Just outside and just pure speed up the sideline, and they're in prevent defense, so everybody's back deep already.
Rush 3, and they drop back 8. And look at Coach Philip Fulmer, and the stadium shaking. Unbelievable comeback late. Georgia with a terrific performance today. On the road, 4 plays, 78 yards, Andre, 37-second drive.
That's doing it pretty quick.
Well, call it what you want, but there's a magical sense, a magical feel here at Neyland Stadium.
You're absolutely right. What does that do for Casey Clausen's confidence as a young quarterback? 37-second drive, you're down. You need a field goal to go into overtime, and you deliver a touchdown pass.
Little squib kick, and down on the dirt at the 41-yard line. Boy, the emotions running high both sidelines. Randy McMichael brought it in and held it for Georgia at the 41-yard line. 1 timeout for the Bulldogs. You know, Henderson, the Outland Trophy winner, Andre, we know this well, Casey Clausen, they've had some jaw sessions, and there's a lot of emotion played between these two about let's play to win SEC championship and then a national title.
Yeah.
1st and 10, Georgia down by 4 and 1 timeout left. David Green in the pocket, throws and complete. Breaks a tackle, Damian Gary, who has that breakaway speed past midfield to the 47-yard line. Lott and Baker make the tackle.
Here's the go-ahead touchdown right here. Casey Clausen reading it out, just drops it off. 3-man rush out here. Anthony Herrera gets a block, and it's all Travis Stevens down the sideline.
On the rollout, the left-hander throws incomplete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 orange jerseys around the football.
Keep in mind, Georgia, they're out of timeout, so with 20 seconds left, 26 seconds left. Excuse me, they have 1 timeout left. 1 timeout left. They're looking for a big completion. Get themselves down here and then take a shot at a home run. There's not very much time left.
3 wideouts, 2 to the far side. 26 ticks left, 4th quarter, 2nd down 10. David Green, good poise, good throw over the middle. Caught! Randy McMichael in traffic.
It is not over by a long shot.
At the 20-yard line, 1st and 10, Georgia.
20 seconds, you can get roughly 3 plays off in 20 seconds.
David Green threaded the needle. I mean, that's cliche, but that's the truth. Back he goes, throws, complete!
Now you call the timeout.
Back to McMichael, the tight end. Andre Lott wrapped him up inside the 10 to the 6-yard line. My. 10 seconds left.
What a football game. What a football game. Everybody, all 107,000 of them are on their feet. Wow.
No timeouts. Georgia burns their final timeout.
Here's the tail end of Travis Stevens' touchdown run. Was he in bounds? You look here. Did he cross the goal line? All it takes is just to knock the pylon down. It's a touchdown, folks.
10 seconds remaining. David Green, Casey Clausen. Folks, if you want to know the future of quarterbacking in the SEC, you've seen two incredible, calm, confident performances by both these young men. Clausen, a sophomore, David Green, a redshirt freshman.
It's got to be a quick throw, Craig, so if it's incomplete, you got at least one more down. 10 seconds, you can get 2 plays off in 10 seconds. You cannot hold the football and let it run out.
Mark Richt, first year as a head coach. Michael Johnson lines up in the slot to the far side. Play fake, Green throws, all alone, touchdown, Dogs! Veron Haynes. Stunned silence for the folks in orange.
You almost hate that somebody's got to lose this football game, just the way the kids have played all day long. You just hate that somebody's got to go out of here the loser today. Actually, there are no losers. Both teams have showed a tremendous amount of pride, a tremendous amount of character. Just going to come up on the short end of the stick.
5 seconds remain. David Green, so cool, so calm, under immense pressure. It's been a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. With it being my first one here on CBS, I couldn't have asked for a better ending than this one.
How are you match this?
I don't know. I'm not going to try, to tell you the truth. Wow.
Illegal timeout was the call, and that's why the flag came out. So a knee, and the clock will run.
Clock didn't move.
Actually, you know what? They're not going to try for the 2-point conversion, so the clock would not run. No chance for a block. So 5 seconds left. One final opportunity for Tennessee to touch the football.
Here's a play-action pass to Jasper Sankson into the end zone. He throws to the fullback, Veron Hayes. Just a nice touch on the football. What a gutsy call. Play action. You got to feel some heat. Mark Richt with just an absolute fantastic call. And David Green just lobs it up over the middle of the field.
Well, just moments ago you saw elation for Philip Fulmer, and now you see the head coach of Tennessee with the grimace. And there's Veron Haynes, 2-year letterman out of Bronx, the New York area captain, one of the captains for Georgia. A high hanging kick. Taken at the 23-yard line, and they're going to do a little pitch out. There's a loose ball, and the clock runs dry. Georgia pulls off the win in Knoxville, their first victory since a man named Herschel Walker was a freshman back in 1980.
Just a fabulous, well-played football game from both sidelines, the Georgia Bulldogs as well as the Tennessee Volunteers. Both teams fought and scratched all the way to the finish.
The final that day in 1980, 16-15. Today, 26-24.